An AI lab says its newest model can reproduce more than 84% of a major cyber benchmark. It more than doubled its predecessor on exploit development. Soon, anyone with enough hardware may be able to download the weights. That combination is why GLM 5.3 matters. But it does not mean a push-button super hacker has arrived. The evidence says something more precise. Open weight models are approaching the cyber frontier, especially at reproducing bugs, while still struggling with the hardest parts of a complete attack. Z.ai released GLM 5.3 on August 14th. It uses the same base model as GLM 5.2. The reported gains came from post-training on more executable environments, longer tasks, and vulnerability discovery. Z.ai says that as training scaled, the model began planning across multiple stages of exploitation. The company delayed the downloadable weights for 2 weeks for additional safety testing and hardening. Hosted access exists now. The irreversible part, weights running beyond Z.ai's control, has not happened yet. On CyberGym, GLM 5.3 scored 84.5%, up from 77.2% for GLM 5.2 and narrowly ahead of the closed models in Z.ai's comparison. But CyberGym needs translation. Its 1,507 tasks come from known vulnerabilities in real open-source projects. The agent receives vulnerable code and task information, then tries to reproduce the fault. That is valuable proof-of-concept work, not discovering unknown 0 days or silently breaching a defended company. GLM also does not hold the uncontested CyberGym record. Microsoft reported 88.45%, using a multi-model system with more than 100 specialized agents, later pushing an any crash version above 96%. The results are not directly comparable, but show how much the surrounding harness matters. The harder evaluations reveal both the progress and the remaining gap. On Exploit Bench, which measures steps from reaching vulnerable code toward arbitrary code execution, GLM 5.3 jumped from 24.4 to a 54.4 coverage score. But the two leading closed models in Z.ai's table scored 78 and 76.5. On exploitGym, GLM completed 130 of 869 tasks under a normalized 6-hour budget, versus 39 for GLM 5.2. The two closed leaders completed 247 and 293. The closer the task gets to a working exploit, the faster GLM is improving, and the larger its remaining deficit. Independent evaluators have not yet rerun GLM 5.3. Before this release, the UK AI Security Institute placed GLM 5.2 roughly 4 to 7 months behind the closed frontier. Z.ai also says its GLM security effort has logged 2,436 vulnerabilities across 269 open-source projects, including 1,097 rated critical or high. Some public entries affect projects such as Linux, WebKit, and FreeBSD, but only 53 findings were public. The other 2,383 were still under disclosure, so outsiders could not audit the overwhelming majority. And Z.ai describes work conducted since GLM 5.2, not 2,136 discoveries, by GLM 5.3 alone. The public findings are real evidence. The total remains a vendor claim awaiting disclosure. The strongest case for open weights is defensive. During a July intrusion, Hugging Face used GLM 5.2 locally to analyze more than 17,000 attacker actions after hosted models blocked the real payloads. The sensitive evidence stayed inside its infrastructure. Attackers get the same freedom. Downloadable weights can lose their refusals, run without provider monitoring, and operate in parallel, reducing the labor needed to search code and develop exploits. It does not eliminate the need for hardware, target access, operational security, or human judgment. GLM 5.3 is an accelerator, not an autonomous criminal. But accelerators matter when software contains millions of undiscovered weaknesses. GLM 5.3 is not the world's best hacker. It may be something more consequential, a sign that useful offensive capability is becoming portable. Watch 3 things: the independent evaluations, the promised weight release, and how many embargoed vulnerabilities survive public scrutiny. If all 3 hold up, the cyber frontier will no longer belong only to labs that can monitor who uses it. The frontier, explained in 5 minutes.